G'day and welcome to the show. Soul Covers here. Back after an ill weekend, but we're here. Let's recap the last 3 days worth of action. But before we do that, make sure you like the video, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. We are coming off a 4-0 sweep. Love to see that. We are back at it today. We only have one bet locked in for 2 games. It's a spot I feel really good about. It's just a number that doesn't make much sense to me. So tune in to see that bet that we've got down. Make sure you follow me at Twitter, Salt Covers. Get these bets as I place them. Sometimes by the time I'm here talking to you, the lines have already moved. So Friday and Saturday, 25th and 26th, we go 2 and 3 for minus 2.5 units. We had Boston and Cleveland both against the spread in their game threes. We picked off some good numbers both games. Both of those tickets finished ahead of the market, but Orlando ended up winning that game three. Cavs just destroy the Heat in game three. We also had the Clippers in game four against the spread. We had Clippers -6. Another plus CLV ticket. That line closed around 6.5, but the Nuggets end up evening the series. I was not expecting that. We've all seen that Gordon buzzer beater. Unlucky on that. We also had the Rockets +3. I think that line closed at 2. Jimmy Butler sat out, but Warriors go on a late run to finish that game. Rockets, their late game offense just not good. Like most teams, if I like the underdog and I see a 3-point spread, probably just gonna take the money line. Rockets, no way. Even though we lost that bet, I'm taking as many points as I can get with this Rockets team. I do not trust them to close out a close game. We also had the under that game, under 203. Saw some very weird total movement that game. I do not think that was the sharp side, but we cashed that one. But let's get into yesterday, where look at all the green on my screen. That's right, we swept the card yesterday. Swept the card yesterday for plus 11.5 units. And you know, three out of these 4 bets, great bets. We also had the Knicks money line. That was the lone bad bet, or bad bet. Detroit were definitely the sharp side in that game. That game closed around Pistons -3, but sometimes you just got to get lucky. Sometimes you just got to get lucky. We're on the Knicks money line. We're also on the under in that game. That total closed at around 216.5. That game went well under. We had a max bet on Boston. You know, if you've been watching this show for a while, you know we love to back Boston after a loss. I'm going to be looking at every single time they lose these playoffs. It's not going to be a max bet every single time, but we're going to be playing Boston every single time after they lose a game these playoffs. They're 15-5 against the spread since 2021. After a loss these playoffs, we know the over 80% after a lot against the spread after a loss this season, so no brainer. That one was a sweat, I will admit. That game was tied halfway through the fourth quarter. Tatum ends up bringing us home, gets us that cover. Boston win by 9. And then, you know, a game that I wish I went a bit harder on was that Pacers +5.5. Yeah, obviously sucks. Dame torn his Achilles. Most likely going to miss all of next season. He's 35, coming off a torn Achilles. Who knows what's going to happen to this Bucks team? All I know is that they're going to lose. They're going to lose in 5, and there's going to be a whole summer's worth of Giannis trade rumors. But you know, the Bucks, they got the win in game 3, but they, even with Dame, they just are outmatched by this Pacers team, getting 5.5 points. That game closed at 3.5, so just another great bet. Oh, love seeing all that green on my screen. So today we've got two games on the card, and our first game is the Miami Heat hosting the Cleveland Cavaliers. Game 4, Cavs looking to get a sweep. We saw this game, and yeah, game 3, Cavs win by 30. So we see this spread open at around 9. It has since moved back to a consensus 8.5. We see Circa opened it at 9.5. Now at 8.5 with some juice. I'm holding a Heat +9. I got that down for 3 units. Is +9. Is there any +9 still available? Let's have a quick little look. But as you can see, we've got this game projected at Cavs -6. Look, yeah, the Heat lost by 30. I know. I know they lost by 30, but those two games in Cleveland, like they were competitive. They they covered game 2. Game 1, they were like pretty competitive until the fourth quarter where they ended up losing by 20, but they were in range to cover most of that game. I just can't see Coach Spo just throwing in the towel, rolling over. I also like the fact that the Cavs have spent a weekend in Miami up 3 games to 0. Like, have they been getting up to any extracurricular activities in Miami? They certainly could have been. Maybe, maybe not. It is the playoffs. So yeah, we're holding Heat +9. Got that down for 3 units. You can currently get a +9 -108 at FanDuel right now, so I like that. It's better than the ticket that I've got, but we have seen most of the market move to 8.5, so we're sitting good with that. Total opened at 210.5. We got this projected at 213. Opened at 210, moved down to 209, and has now moved up to 210.5 at Circa. We see at Bet365, it is at 211.5. So starting to see some movement towards the over. I might need to scan the market now, see if I can pick up a 210.5. Can I do that? Wow, DraftKings is 209.5 still. Yeah, I might have to get in on a 210.5, maybe 209.5. We'll see. I'll look into it a bit more. Make sure you go follow me at Twitter. Maybe we will be on the over as well in this one. Moving on to the next game, we have the Houston Rockets in Golden State. Jimmy Butler is questionable. Golden State did win their last matchup. Yeah, we saw this spread open at Warriors -4. It is now at Warriors -3.5 at Circa. There's a bit of juice towards the Rockets. So, yeah, looks like a bit of Rockets action in the market. I don't know. Look, for me, this is a game I'd be happy getting on a Warriors -4, -4.5 if Jimmy Butler if Jimmy Butler gets ruled in. Yeah, this series I've bet twice and I've gotten it wrong both times. I bet Rockets game 1 and game 3. They did not cover either of those games, so haven't had a great feel for this one. Looking at the total, we saw it open at 203. Yeah, open at 203. It has moved around a lot. It got as low as like 198, and now it's like back at 202.5. Just another total where I do not have much of a feel for it. The early action was under, the later action is over. As we know, the limits increase as we get closer to tip-off, so I'd say more money is probably on the over at some of those lower numbers, 198, 199, but I do not have a ticket on this game. Maybe I'll pick up a Warriors ticket. Jimmy Butler comes in. They looked a lot better in that fourth quarter, and it was just the same old Rockets, like just late game offense. I haven't really enjoyed watching this series either. It's just been pretty ugly. Like, whereas, I watched Boston Orlando. I thought that was a really entertaining game. Yeah, obviously Denver Clippers, Wolves Lakers, both been really good series to watch. Haven't liked watching the Pacers and Bucks. Turned that Pacers game off uh, around halftime. Kind of just knew that they were going to cover. Um, yeah, so let's get into our best bets. So we best bet. We just have one. It is the Heat +9. Just a little bit more on the Heat. Like game three closed at Heat +5. Darius Garland got ruled out, but and Darius Garland is questionable. Like, this is just a big overreaction to a blowout. Like, the Heat have stayed within range of covering these games, and I think this line should be more like Cavs -7. Cavs -7. So to get a 9, like, sometimes you just gotta hold your nose, close your eyes, and click place bet. Until next time, let's get them books sold too.